Welcome back to Math with Maz. Today, third graders, we're going to do a numberless word problem. And just as a reminder, anytime you do a word problem, you want to follow our three-step method. The first thing we do is read, then draw, then write. It's so important when you do a word problem to read and to make sure that you're understanding everything that's happening in the story problem. You need to know what is known, what the story problem tells you, as well as what the unknown parts are. You need to pay special attention to what the story problem is asking you to find. So in order to do that, I'm going to do this practice where we go through a word problem step by step. I'm not going to give you any number until the end. I want you to really think about what's happening in the story problem, what's known and what's unknown. And that way, when you go to solve the story problem, you'll know which operation to use because you'll really have a good basis of understanding what it's asking you. So you will need eventually a pencil and a piece of paper, your journal, if you have it, to do the story problem. Right now, you don't need anything but your brain. So come on along with me as we dive deeper into the story problem. So the first thing I want you to do as I'm doing this story problem, you'll be thinking about what's the story problem going to be about. Miss Mazaripour goes on a hike. She takes some water with her. So right now, I'd like to say out loud to someone who's sitting next to you, or just pretend like you're talking to me or from class. What do you notice about this story problem? Third graders, what I notice is that this is a story problem about me going on a hike. I also know when I'm on this hike, I've got some water with me. But I don't know how much water, and I don't know how long the hike, so I don't have any information other than I'm going on a hike and I have some water with me, which is good. It's always good to stay hydrated. Here's the next slide, and in this next slide, we're going to learn some new information. I want you to think of what new information you've learned. Miss Mazaripour goes on a hike. She takes 825 milliliters of water with her. Now she has some water left. Okay, go ahead and say out loud, what new information did you learn in this story problem? Yeah, so what I've learned in this story problem is that water that I took with me actually equals 825 milliliters. Did you learn anything else? Yeah, you also learned that at the end, I had some water at the end of the story problem. Because it says here, now she has some left. So what I know is how much water I took with me total. That'll be how much I had all together. I don't know what my unknown is as of this point is how much water was left over. And if I have some water left over, doesn't that mean I also drank some water? Do we know how much water I drank? No. All I know at this point is the total, how much water I started with. Miss Mazaripour goes on a hike. She takes 820 milliliters of water with her. Now she has 130 milliliters of water left. Okay, third graders, think about it. We already know that I had 825 milliliters of water at the beginning of my hike. What information did we? That's right. What we learned is that after drinking some water, I had 132 milliliters of water. So I started with 825. I drank some, and I ended up with 132 milliliters. Do I know how many milliliters I drank? That's still unknown to me. Maybe we'll find out in the next question, in the next slide, or maybe we'll get the question. Let's find out. She takes 825 liters of water. Now she has 132 milliliters of water left. How much water did Miss Mazaripour drink on the hike? So I'm going to read this again. I want you to think on what new information you learned in this story problem. Miss Mazaripour goes on a hike. She takes 825 milliliters of water with her. Now she has 132 milliliters of water left. How much water did Miss Mazaripour drink on the hike? Okay, again, think about what new information you learned and say it out loud. Did you say that I figured out what the question's going to be? That's correct. We need to know how much water Miss Mazaripour drank on the hike. So, in other words, we know the total number milliliters of water I took was 825. We know I drank some. That is the that I want to find out. And we know that at the end, I had 130 milliliters left. So now all we have to do is solve to find out how much water I drank while I was on the hike. What I want you to do is pause the video, take as much time as you need to solve the story problem. Don't unpause the video until you have an answer how much water I drank. When you've unpaused the video, I will go through one way to solve problems. So you check work. All right, ready? Pause. Okay, here's the answer that I got. I did 825 minus 132 equals W, because I knew that this 825 was how much water I started with. I knew some, but I didn't know how much. But I did know that at the end I had 132 left, which was what was unknown. Now, I could also set this problem up as 825 minus W equals 132, and that would more closely have matched the story problem. But because I'm starting with the whole, it doesn't matter if I take 132 to get W or to take a W to get 132. If I add 130 and W, I'll get 825 for the two parts. So I decided just to subtract 132 from 805. And the way I did that was with this number line here. So I started with my whole 825. And you'll notice that I put it on the right side because the right side represents the biggest number I'm working with. I will only be making that number smaller as I take away chunks to find how much water I drank. So I started with 825 and I decided to first subtract hundreds. 825 minus 100 equals 705. So I've now taken away 100. What's left to take away? That's right, 32. I did break that up, and I took away 34. Now, if you're not comfortable doing a big chunk like 30, you could very easily have taken away 10, and then a 10, and then another 10. But this story problem is way too large for me to subtract one at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and count back, and I'd like you to count with me. We're going to skip count backwards by 10 3 times from 725. Ready? 725, 715, 105, 695. 725 minus 30 is 695. So I'm taking away my 10s. What's left to take away? That's right, my 2 of them. 695 minus 2 equals 693. If you got 693, that's the correct answer. If you didn't get 693, okay, mistakes are just that you're learning. However, if you did get 693, go ahead and rewrite that problem and try again. Use strategy the first time you think it was a good strategy that worked for you. Maybe you just made a mathematical error somewhere. No big deal. Go ahead and find your mistake, then take a picture and send it to me. On the next slide, I'll introduce you to 2 problems I'd like you to do independently today. So go ahead and date your journal with today's date. Then write number 1. This is the story problem I'm going to solve for 1. Now, I didn't put it in the format of a numberless word problem. Your numbers are right there. But don't start solving immediately. Read the problem. Make sure you understand everything. Try to tell somebody who's near you what story problem is mostly about. Tell them what you know. Tell them what the unknown, and then, and only then, solve. And if nobody's sitting next to you, just tell yourself. Miss Mazaripour is hiking for 430 feet. She has 182 feet left to hike. Oh, I'm almost there. How far has Miss Mazaripour already hiked? Again, I'm going to read that. another time. Miss Mazaripour is hiking for 135 feet. She has 182 feet left to hike. How far has Miss Mazaripour already hiked? After you've solved that one and shown work, remember always to use a drawing. And third graders, it can be anything. It can be like the number. Could also have been multiple equations over and over again. Like 825 minus 100 equals. I could have done a picture like that. And then 725 minus 30 equals. Equations would work as a drawing. Remember what we call that? The break it down way. So number 2 says, Miss Mazaripour has 435 feet to hike down. She has only hiked down 228 feet. How many more feet does Miss Mazaripour have to hike? Again, Miss Mazaripour has 435 feet to hike down. She has only hiked down 228 feet. How many more feet does Miss Mazaripour have to hike? So think about what you know. Think about what's unknown. Think about what the question is asking you. Solve, show work. When you've done this problem and you have the correct answer from the whole story problem that go ahead and send pictures of all 3 story problems to your teacher so we can see your great mathematical thinking. Okay, thanks for all your hard work today. Can't wait to see your thinking. Take care. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll talk on Monday.